ॐ श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री Ramana Gita पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः। श्रवणं नाम किं नाथ, मननं नाम किं मतं, किं वा मुनिकुलश्रेष्ठ निधिध्यासनमुच्यते। Munikula Bhagavan Ramana. What is Shravana or listening to the truth? Manana or reflecting upon what has been listened to, and what is Nididhyasana or abiding as the self by merging the mind or I into the self. Ityedam Bhagavan Prushto Maya Brahma Vidamvaraha Dvavimse Divase Pratarabravichisya Samsadi. On the morning of the 22nd, in the month of August, I put forth the above question for Bhagavan's consideration, and Bhagavan answered my question as follows. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Vedashishasthavakyanamardhavyakyanapurvakam Acharya Shravanam Kechit Shravanam Parichakshate. According to some, listening to the truths as quoted in the Vedas and to listen to their acharyas or teachers' commentary on these Vedavakyas is known as Shravanam. Apare Shravanam Prahuracharya Dviditatmanaha Giram Bhashamayinancha Swarupam Bodhayanti Yaha. Some say that Shravana is to listen to the Guru who has attained enlightenment, to listen to him in his own words about his experience of the self. Shrutva Vedanta Vakyani Nijavakyani Va Guroho Janmantariya Punyena Nyatva Vo Bhayamantara Aham Pratyaya Mulantvam Sarirader Vilakshanaha Ididam Shravanam Chitta Shravanam Vastuto Bhaved. After listening to the truth as declared by the Vedic texts, after listening to the Guru's own experience of the self, due to merits of one's past life, if one is able to separate the I thought from other thoughts and listen to one's heart, which is the origin of one's I thought, and consequently the origin of all the other thoughts, such a listening can be termed as Sat Shravana or listening to the truth. Vadanti mananam kechit shastrarthasya vicharanam vastuto mananam tatas swarupasya vicharanam. The real meaning of manana or contemplation is to inquire into the nature of the self with the method of self-inquiry using the question, who am I? And be immersed in the self, which is the origin of the I thought. This process of inquiry into the self and abiding in the self is termed as real contemplation. Contemplating on the Vedic truths can also be termed as manana. Viparyasena rahitam samsayena chamanada kaischit brahmatma vijnanam Nididhyasana muchyate. according to some, to discriminate into the reality of the non-existence of Jiva apart from Brahman without having any doubt or misunderstanding is termed as self-abidance or nididhyasana. With such an understanding, the Jiva loses his separate identity and becomes merged in the one and only consciousness, which is the Brahman. विपर्यासेन रहितं संशयेन च यद्यपि शास्त्रीयमैक्यविज्ञानं केवलं नानुभूतवे विपर्यासेन रहितं संशयेन च यद्यपि शास्त्रीयमैक्यविज्ञानं केवलं नानुभूतवे. The seeker might be well versed in scriptures and he might not have any doubts or misunderstandings regarding the scriptural knowledge. Yet, such knowledge of scriptures will not confer upon the seeker the knowledge of the self. Samsayasya viparyaso nivaryete ubhavapi अनुभूत्यैव वासिष्ठ न शास्त्रशतकैरपि. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Doubts and misunderstandings will not be dispelled by the mere knowledge of hundreds of scriptures. Vasishtha, they can be dispelled only by experiencing the truth. शास्त्रं श्रद्धावतो हन्यात् संशयं च विपर्ययं श्रद्धायाः किञ्चिदूनत्वे पुनरभ्युदयस्तयोः. In this verse, Bhagavan states the importance of Shraddha or faith. As long as the seeker has immense faith in the Vedic statements, he will not be assailed by the doubts or misunderstandings. Once such faith falters, even a bit, doubts and misunderstandings revive. मूलच्छेदस्नुवासिष्ठ स्वरूपानुभवेतयोः स्वरूपे संस्थितिस्तस्मात् निधिध्यासनमुच्यते. Vasishtha, doubts and misunderstandings of the jiva will be removed only by the experience of self-abidance. When the jiva is absorbed in the self or attains a permanent state of self-abidance, then doubts and misunderstandings will be uprooted. Bahis sancharatastat swarupe samsthitim vina aparoksho bhaved bodho na shastrasya tacharyaya. The mind's wanderings will cease only when the I thought, which is the primal thought, is sunk into the self. The self is present as the heart center in all the jivas. The study of hundreds of scriptures will not confer upon the seeker the true knowledge of the self. Swarupa samsthiti syat sahaja kundinarshapha samuktis sa paranishtha sasakshatkara iritaha. Bhagavan in this verse praises the state of self-abidance. Kaundinya, permanent state of self-abidance, which is termed as the direct experience of the self, is the supreme state. It is the real freedom. It is the one and only state which can be termed as the supreme state. Iti श्रीरमणगीता सुब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे रमणां ते वासिनो वासिष्ठस्य गणपते रूपनिबन्धे पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः।